Hi, this is Brendan Lee from theBrendanLee.com in support of consciousness and skill worldwide. Welcome back. I wanted to talk to you about why to do consciousness work. Like, why should anybody do consciousness work? And in the spirit of this kind of work, the honest truth is there is no reason to do it or not to do it. See, so there isn't really the reality of the situation. Like, the real reality is there is no reason why. See, just make up a reason. You could make up whatever you want as to why you would do consciousness work. You see, it ultimately doesn't matter whether you do or not. That's the first thing to consider, or not. Like, ultimately doesn't matter. Usually when people do consciousness work, as far as I can tell, of late, this could change, is the reason that they do consciousness work in the first place is they are not having a good experience of life and they want to free themselves from their own pain and suffering. At least that's what I noticed in most individuals, myself included, way back at the beginning when I started, was the reason I got into it. Well, okay, I didn't even get into consciousness work from the start anyway. I started with the martial arts thing, but prior to finding my teacher, I was having a bad experience, and I put something out to the universe, and I said, I want to be better. And that's, I don't like where I'm at. I want more. There's got to be more than this crappiness that I'm residing within. And a lot of people nowadays, I see them when they're coming to workshops, they have something similar where they don't feel good. They want to be better. They want to be better people. They want to have a better experience. They want to be more skillful. They want the answers to their questions. You see, and one of, I think, the most frustrating things for them when they come in, and the most challenging, is that consciousness work is not about making people better. At least the work, what I'm saying when I say consciousness work, and the work that I'm busy doing, and the work that we do here, is committed to becoming conscious. It is not a commitment to be a better person. It is not a commitment to, it's not here to make you better, make you more skillful, get you laid, have you feel good. It's also not designed to have you feel bad either, but usually when people, it's like, okay, it's not for me feeling good, it means I'm going to feel bad. No. It's not designed to get you high, although that may happen, just depends on how hard you work. It is not like, it's a whole bunch of, it's not that. Okay? It's about becoming conscious of what's true, and that's it. So honesty is the operational principle for the most part, and in large measure. It's being honest, being real, being authentic. How do you do that? You be honest. So you tell the truth. Everybody wants value. Everybody wants, usually, if they have it, the fantasy, and this is most people, of enlightenment. There's a fantasy about it. There's a fantasy about what you'll get if you become conscious. There's a fantasy about the whole lifestyle of living that way or living the right way, and all this is just more fantasy. And consciousness is not about that. Or, definitely, I imagine, I don't know that I really actually asked my parents, but my parents, as I was a young man growing up doing consciousness work, I'm sure they were a little concerned about what I was doing, because I'm going from where I was living in Vermont down to Texas to go study. What are you doing down there? Well, at the start, lots of martial arts. Now also lots and lots of consciousness work. You see, so then, well, what is that? Does it give you money? No. Does it fix you? No. Can you use it? What good is it? That's the question. There you go. That's the question. Well, what good is it? What good is it gonna do you? How does it help you? That's what everybody thinks. Okay, not everybody, but vast majority of people especially if you're telling them for the first time what you're doing, consciousness work. Well, what good is it? You see, and in their minds, good is equated with, well, success, money, power, fame. I don't know. What good is it? How does it help you? What's the value? And one example of how much of a bitch this is to try to communicate to other people. How do you tell somebody, look, consciousness work, everybody wants to know what's the value. Consciousness wants to know not what is the value, but what is value. And if you really look at what value actually is, the realization that you have about value is not going to be within the domain of value, because value creates. Like, the domain of value is what allows for value to even exist in the first place. Now, who's got time for that? And who cares? You see, nobody cares about what's true. They just care about what the truth can get them. How's the truth going to help me? They don't want to know what's actually true for itself, because guess what? There are many things that when you get conscious of what's true, it has nothing to do with you and what you like and don't like. It has nothing to do with you and your opinions, or me and my opinions, or you and your beliefs. You see, so then, of course, of necessity, it's not going to have a value. If we're talking about the source of value itself is not valuable. And in today's culture and in today's mind, well, who the fuck cares? Okay? See, so then there seems to be this conflict, well, why should I do it? There's no reason to do it. Now, can you get anything from it? Well, ultimately, if I become conscious of something absolute, I don't get anything. I just get what's true. Say enlightenment. People talking about enlightenment. That's what I mean when I say becoming conscious of something that's absolutely true. It's like having an enlightenment experience. It's not an experience, and it doesn't get you anything. It's just the truth. It's just what's already true. And the mind has a real hard time with that. And today's culture, in the way that we operate, is obsessed with, what's it going to get me? Nothing. Well, then why do it? Exactly. Go have your cheeseburger and let's drink a beer and have fun. Okay. Now, on the flip side, for me, the benefits of doing consciousness work include getting honest, getting real, getting past my own bullshit in a major way, being confronted with things that I don't want to see, but then in so doing and confronting these things and telling the truth about them and being conscious of what they are have allowed me possibilities and freedom I never experienced before. My own personal power and integrity has gone way up. My ability to be creative, to think outside the box, to be open in ways that I never thought possible, to have my mind blown in the best of ways. These are all byproducts of the work itself. It is not, the purpose of the work is not to have the benefits. The benefits just come as a byproduct. Okay, so, and then usually that's why people do the work in the first place. Okay, and in addition to that, if people really want to become deeply conscious, there seems to be a necessity to transcend worrying about whether something is going to be valuable or not in order to contemplate it deeply. Because if I am fixated on what's valuable, I will only look in places that I consider to be of value. Which means I will not be looking in any place other than what I think is valuable. And what I think is valuable is determined by my own mind and perspective and programming, you see? So then how can I really be wide open and look in every place possible if I'm so fixated on this needs to have value, this needs to be, I need to look over here. Why? How do I know? Am I right about that, you see? And most people who are fixated on their own perspective and ideas as if it's somehow true get stuck on that. And most anybody that's never done any kind of work like this is way stuck on that just from the get-go. as far as I can tell. So it can be infuriating, it can be challenging trying to communicate to other people. Well, then why would you go check it out? And they try to understand why you would do such a thing. Like, why would I spend thousands of hours of my life dedicated to this, years of study, to something that has no value? And so they might say, well, why would you do that? And I would counter, well, why not? What are you going to do? What else are you doing? Sitting around, watch TV, drink some beers, masturbate? What? Go with your friends on the weekend and drink some alcohol? Yeah. Don't you want to know what stuff is? Don't you want to know what's really going on in the world? And I don't mean like ideas from the news, but I mean like the actual workings of your experience. Isn't that curious to you? If it is, cool. Hey, consciousness work. Let it rip. If not, go have a beer. It doesn't matter. Either way. So I'm not entirely clear on the purpose for this video. I wanted to maybe elucidate some reasons, or to allow the question, like, why should I do consciousness work? To give that a little bit of attention so that we can investigate, well, why would anybody do this? Or at least to open it up a little bit so that if you're considering that type of work, what are your motivations, or what's going on with you? And you could investigate that at the very least. And or you could show this to somebody who has never done consciousness work. Maybe it would help them understand why we do something that from a, as far as I can tell, general perspective just looks crazy or useless or stupid or silly or confusing, So that's my goal here. Cool. So that's it for this video. Just investigating a little bit why do consciousness work and what that's all about. At the end of the day, really doesn't matter. I would say the main thing is, if you want to live your life, just be happy with whatever you've got, and that's the best you could do. All right, cool. I hope this has been of some use and value. There you go. See? Ha! Ha! I hope this has been of some use and value to you. You see how automatic, how easy that is? It's like, that's what you're watching this video for. What am I going to get out of it? Of course. Otherwise, there's no reason. You would have left long ago. Like, you would have been like, man, this is dumb. 10 seconds in, I'm out. You see? But if you're here till the end, thank you. It's been real. Catch you later.